Jetzt gut.
Hello and welcome everybody to the newest installment in Paris Squared, based on Threefold Modern Age by Green Renine. Our two heroines, Amélie and Céleste, have finished their first assignment. Glosel is real. We now know this. And they have returned and they have received information about their newest assignment. And it is called the Serene Retreat. So you have come back from closing the gate, pushing back whatever it was that was there, some kind of devil, whatever. Glosel will be, the caverns will be filled because there is radon. Well, this is the cover story. There's radon being emitted in large quantities, so they're gonna basically put in a stopgap to make sure that it doesn't really pollute the environment. And essentially, you come back and you are told that you have been given a place to check out. The place that you have been asked to check out is called the Serene Retreat, which is the name of a housing estate, a very upmarket, very posh, gated community. It's located in Saint-Cloud, which is 11 kilometers away from Paris, and it's very affluent. The area is frequented by many people who are expats. There are also foreign-speaking official schools there. The German school is there, etc. And people go there who have money and lots of it. The Serene Retreat has been around for 12 years, and the first families moved into the compound-like structure in 2013. Altogether, there are 15 houses, and
15 or 50?
15, and I'm going to, and I have to apologize up front. I tried my hand at creating a, I have to do this. And hopefully this works. No, that's not it, but maybe you can see it if I pull it over. Oops. Tell me if you can see something that looks like houses.
I can see something that looks like houses and streets.
Okay, so essentially what you can see here is what the actual estate looks like. It's got 15 houses. They all have a car port or garage. It's really big. So each one of them has a garden, and they are probably 4-bedroom houses. 2-story, ground floor, first floor, or for our American friends, first floor, second floor. And this down here is the barrier. So basically this is the gate. So this black thin line is the actual fence, and it's like a real fence. So they give you pictures of it, and it's a tall fence, and it's a structure that is built out of corrugated iron with spikes on top to make it look classy and classical, like, you know, in the old English estates. But it's also based on a concrete wall that has been covered with like stones that have been put into it to make it look like it's real stonework. But looking at the pictures of it, you notice that if somebody were to climb that fence, they would get hurt. So these are real spikes. It looks kind of like not as menacing as it actually is in reality. There is a barrier, which is really actually a gate, which opens. So it's a two-blade door. Corrugated iron as well. It looks again very classy, like formed like this. There is also a huge playing area for children with, like playground equipment. There is a generator house over here.
Okay.
And there is a shed where presumably the keeper, the groundskeeper can keep their whatever it is that they need, like their lawnmower and that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. And it borders on a forest, and we're really talking about a very densely wooded area It's over here. You can see the trees, but it's also back here where the PowerPoint actually ends. So there is trees on all sides, and also down here south along the street. This is the only access road. And then it basically splits into two. Everyone who wants to live there needs a car because there is no public transport.
Okay.
Having said this, I assume, do some research as well.
Yeah.
And you don't need to roll for this because this is something that you can find easily in the public domain simply by looking at real estate listings. You don't find these houses online at the moment, but you find other properties in the same area, St. Cloud, and houses go for, they start at 900,000 euros and the sky is the limit.
Okay.
So it is really expensive. And you are told that you are supposed to investigate this estate. 2013, the first families moved in. But now, all houses are empty again. And apparently they are trying to rent them out again or sell them. A real estate agent has been employed. But there is something, the ITION has been alerted to the fact that there is something about this estate that needs investigating. And your cover story is that the two of you will go there to make a promotional video for the Serene retreat.
Before we go for investigation online, I think we would look for social profiles that are linked to we have lived here, like
Okay.
like people that had lived there between 2013 and nowadays, just to, because it's weird that it's all empty, to be honest. And just to see if we can find names or any hints of what is there, who lived there, best case why they left. Probably they would not write it, but at least some names.
Okay, so you can do this, and for this you can roll on. Okay, I need to check what your newest
It's observer. It's
okay.
observation. It's not that.
Yeah.
That's when we're out in the fields.
Okay, so you can roll on this.
No, observation is when you're running around outside.
But what did you not what did you
I took investigation. Would that be the one?
Yeah, take
It's under
investigation.
it's part of communication, which I usually roll
Yeah.
when I search for things.
Yeah.
So then let's go with investigation. Because yay, we leveled up, guys.
Yes, we
have
did.
a few new things. That was still a horrible roll, Victoria. That is a 12.
Okay.
Oh no, but well, no, 12 plus 2, 14. Not so shabby.
Okay, so what did you roll?
14. Overall, with all the points on, I have a 14.
Okay, because you have your communication plus, and you have your
Investigation on top.
gives you a +2 as well.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
why I'm at 14
Okay.
now.
Do you have anything? Do you have any doubles?
No.
Okay, so you're at 14. The interesting thing is more the absence of information.
Okay.
You look around and you find nothing. There are no Facebook entries of people who have lived there. And the two of you find that suspicious.
Yeah.
Because you find people who live in St. Cloud on Facebook and on
Yeah.
social media and on Instagram, and the hockey moms, and they post pictures of their football playing girls and boys. No one from the Serene retreat.
Okay. That is weird. So I think the question will be also, what on earth is in this contract? Are they signing that they are not allowed to speak over the place at all? Or have they not been allowed to speak? Celeste smells fishy.
It does. I mean, they did say that there was something wrong with it. I just wonder what. What she will do is she will use her computer's ability to see, can she hack maybe into some kind of database, let's say maybe the office of the registrar, who was registered in this, because
the real estate agent might also have files that are interesting.
Okay, so that's good. She's rolled 12, 14, plus intelligence is 16, plus computers is 18, and she has a 6 on a stunt die. She finds the names of 4 people who have had an address at the Serene retreat registered. The first is probably a couple, Albertine. I'm gonna put it into the chat. Chapuis and Auguste. Chapuis. I'm gonna put this into the chat. So those are that's probably, and she's got dates of birth for them. They were both born in 1980 and 1976. And then we have okay, I'll just have to add this here. And we have one person named Ninon de la Croix. It's a lady, and she was born in 1956. She lived
56, there. Okay, so.
And the last name is one Marcel Crozier, and he was born excuse me
Bless you.
Thank you. In 1970.
1970. I am probably butchering the last names. I'm curious to see how they are really written.
So these are 4 people who have their addresses, who had addresses registered to this estate.
Gesundheit. Who's playing with Pepper?
I don't know, but it happened to me when I was in the pharmacy yesterday, and they tried to. They were like, "Do you need handkerchiefs?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine. This is just something that I breathed in, because it's actually, it's more like an allergy." Like, and here we are. Last one.
I wrote it halfway correct, the Delacroix. I just wrote it separate, not in one.
Well, I think both exist. Both versions exist.
Yeah. So it's then the Chapuis. I wrote correctly.
There you are.
Nice.
And you also know the name of the
real estate.
The real estate agent, and that is Lydia Bonneau.
Okay, definitely written that completely different.
It's probably because I pronounced it wrongly.
No, it's Bonneau. That's the problem with French. You have different ways of writing, but you say it almost the same.
So Lydia Bonneau is the person who is the real estate agent. What you find out is that Lydia Bonneau actually at the moment lives in one of the houses or basically has the office there, and so people can go there, and she will give you handouts and brochures about the estate and blah blah blah. You have been given such a brochure, and it basically tells you that the houses sell for they start at 750, which is the house closest. So basically when you I'm going to show it again. The houses, the monies depend on
I would guess the closer to the main road are the cheaper ones, and the one more secluded in the back are probably more expensive. Yeah.
So basically, this one here
is the cheapest.
This one up here is the most expensive.
Yeah,
because it's the
makes
furthest away, and it's really surrounded by trees, which you don't see on two sides.
Yeah.
And she's actually set up shop in this house. And this one goes for 750, and then this one goes for 1.5 million. This is also the one that has, that's not an accident, more space around it. So basically there is, the garden part is bigger.
Good.
Yeah.
Celeste, you also need to pick, are these people still alive? Come on, let's see if we can find something.
Okay, so let's do a roll for Albertine and Auguste Chapuis, sorry. On an 8, 9, 11, 13, she finds nothing on them.
Okay.
She just doesn't find anything. So now the next one is Manuel Crozier. Marcel, I can't read my own handwriting. What's new? 12, 14, 16. Interestingly enough, this is his last known address, and he did, or someone basically deregistered him from this address. The other ones apparently still live at this address. Nothing has changed for them, but for him, he actually left. He moved away, but there's no new address.
Okay.
And then we have last one is Ninon Delacroix. 11, 15, 17, 19. She is recorded as deceased. She died while she was living there.
Age-wise, at least it's not totally shocking.
Well, she died in 2014, so which means that she was 44, 57.
Well, still quite young.
Still quite young, and also no cause of death recorded.
Why do I get the feeling that people are just disappearing or dying in this place, Celeste? We need to be careful.
I agree.
Okay.
But also about these two that simply left. If they've moved to a different place in France, they should have re-registered, because you can't just
leave
unless they moved abroad. Or unless the registrar's office still thinks that they live there. Because according to this, they never left.
They never left, which is weird. Because we know they're not there anymore.
We should find out which houses these people were in. Which of these houses, and see if we can get in there.
And I think we need to think about, do we want to go in with a security person?
We can bring the security detail. The idea is that we are going to make a video for them. So what we can do is I can bring my camera equipment openly. We don't even need to hide
openly, and maybe we can have one of our security guys with us, and he's just help. Then he needs to carry around a camera, so be it. But maybe it would be good if we have someone there who knows how to fight.
Okay, so Leo or Anne-Laure?
Maybe Anne-Laure.
Okay.
Oh, or maybe Leo, in case we meet, stupid male that doesn't
Good
wanna...
idea. Then we'll bring Leo.
Yeah, I think so.
She takes out her phone. She rings a number. And then she says, Leo? Yes, we have an assignment and we would like you to come with us. No, just you. It's enough, we believe. And she covers the mouthpiece and she says, he's asking about weaponry. What should he bring? Sidearm?
Nothing that is visible.
Just bring a sidearm or two, and no, leave the long gun at home. Yes. Yeah. And no combat gear. Can you dress down a little? Maybe jeans, sneakers,
jeans, shirt,
and a shirt, and a change of clothes. I mean, we're gonna stay there for a while. No, it's in France. It's north of Paris. I believe that they have reception. Yes, I hope so. Mm-hmm. Okay. When should he pick us up? He's gonna drive.
Well, whenever we want to start.
The day after tomorrow? Is that fine?
Yeah.
You're still on holiday.
Yes, I am. So we should use that. And tell him if he feels safer to have a big weapon with him, but it needs to stay in the car.
If you want to, you can bring a big gun, but it needs to stay in the car. It needs to stay hidden. We're gonna be in a gated community. No, I believe the community is empty. I don't know if there are dogs. Oh, you're afraid of dogs. Oh, great. I don't think that there are dogs. There's a playground for children. I'm pretty sure they've got a slide. Okay. Well, how about you pick me up at home and then we pick up Amelie where she wants to be picked up, because I'm going to bring my camera equipment. No, the cover story is we're going to make a film. So I can bring everything openly. Where would you like to be picked up? Because
I will be at your place.
Okay, so you can pick us up at my place. Yes. All right. Is 10 o'clock okay or
Perfect.
later? Okay.
Or we can go earlier if we want to.
I think 10 o'clock is fine. Then maybe you can ring ahead and tell Lydia Bonneau that we're coming.
Yes. So Amelie will use her phone and she will give Lydia a call, since we have the number.
Bonneau, bonjour.
Oh God. Amelie's just hesitating, like, did we want to have cover up names? Dubois. We are the ones you're calling in to make a little fancy video of the place, so you can hopefully get more people.
The camera team, yes.
Would it be? Well, we will be 3 of us. Would it be fine if we show up in 2 days, around lunch, probably?
Oh yes, that's fine. But just a couple of words. How long is it going to take?
Well, a few days, depending on how quick we get along.
Oh, all right. Then I could offer you building number 2. It is a show house, but it is also fully furnished. So it's got 3 bedrooms. So this should be enough.
Perfect.
And
yes,
also a
would be
kitchen
enough.
that you can use. But whatever you do, you need to bring your own provisions because it's a little bit out of the way.
We've seen that on the map, so we will do a shopping stop before we arrive.
And also, do you have a car? Because there is
Yes.
no bus. Oh, all right,
Yeah,
excellent.
we come by car. One question out there is:
Sure.
Is there reception so we can use our phones and the internet on the phones to
Yes.
upload to the cloud?
Yes, absolutely. We pride ourselves on it has recently been upgraded again on a fully functional security system which relies on cameras and also a live feed to anyone who wants to monitor their homes. So yes.
Okay. Good. Perfect. So then we will show up, as I said, around noon. Then in 2 days.
All right. Excellent, brilliant. I'll see you then. So there's sorry. One more thing. Would you care to give me the names of the people arriving so that I can verify your ID? If I'm not here, I will. The groundskeeper will let you in. So I wouldn't just need your names.
I will give her the name of Celeste and Leon. I will not make up names. Probably Celeste is like behind her, like, what is she doing? But, well, Amelie is not the big liar in this case.
And basically then she says, of course, Mademoiselle Dubois? Mademoiselle?
Mademoiselle. Thank you.
Of course. And then she rings off. And yeah, so you have 2 days. So what is there anything you would like to prepare before you go off on the day?
Well, clearly packing the things we need. I think Amelie would have a look that when we get closer to the place, we have a stop at a supermarket or a supermarché.
Carrefour.
And I think that's it. She would clearly get her everything cleared out with her. I just wanted to say family, well-chosen family, that she will not be around. She will be traveling a little bit. And yes, Nico needs to take her shifts. She's really sorry.
Nico is looking at you and he's like, this is becoming a habit. I mean, I understand that during a term time you have to be at uni, but now what is it that you do with that, Celeste? You're always running around. Is this a new thing now? Is this like, is this research?
We are camping.
Camping? Like when you went to this place, Glosel, that no one's ever heard of, you went camping?
Well, in Glosel, we lived in a beautiful chateau. That was just vacation and chill.
Since when have you been able to afford this? Is there something that I'm missing? Because you are supposed to be a poor student. Or is my aunt paying you so much? Because then she's paying you much more than she's paying me.
No, I was just lucky in I'm painting and I could sell a few paintings for a bit of money.
You never paint anything for me.
Well, what do you want to have painted?
Or I get to make a request?
Yes.
I've got just the thing.
Don't say kitten. I'm not painting these little troublemakers. Sad faces on all
I
the
know.
cats.
Mao. Toulouse is looking at you. I mean, he is named after a painter and he looks at you. And
I could never paint how cute you are, darling. Scritches behind the ears.
Oh, wow. This was received very well because somebody has accepted the fact that he is very cute. So he runs upstairs and comes back again. And it is the cover of one of the CDs of Les Enterres Vivants. And he says, if you could paint this. So it's basically the full band. I mean, Asha is there, but it's actually not really, she's not at the center of things. She's actually standing a little bit to the side. So it's just the whole band. Says, if I could get this painted.
Which size do you want?
A4?
So small.
Well, I mean, you could also make it bigger if you can. I mean, I don't know how long this would take you.
But, well, it would take me a little bit, but yes, I can do that.
If I could make one request, it would be great if it could be in black and white.
It's already quite moody, so that's no problem. Yes, sure.
Okay, and then you set a price, and I'll pay you for it, okay?
Well, the price is that you jump in for me working.
I would do that anyway.
But let me at least give you something for that, because I know it's highly annoying. Okay,
going, gone. I accept the offer.
Deal.
Deal, and he shakes
Handshake.
on it. Toulouse is, of course, realizing that you're packing.
Yeah, he does not approve that.
No, so basically he shows you the cold shoulder. He's not a dog, otherwise you would be getting puppy dog eyes. But he is basically... He's making the thin line eyes, and he's looking at you, and he knows.
I'm more waiting that when I turn around, he's
gonna pack himself. Yes.
Yeah, he's gone in the suitcase. He will just be like, "This is my new home now."
Yes. Only pack the essentials. Me,
and it's freshly washed clothing, which is always lovely to lie on top.
Yeah. And he purrs loudly. So will you give him extra scritches and treats because you're leaving him alone again?
He will get scritches, but then I will just carefully put him up I will give him scritches, and I will walk to the door, and I will plonk him outside, and I will close myself in the room that he cannot disturb me for packing. I will just ignore that. I will turn on the music. Meow. And I will go packing in peace and... Well, not in peace and quiet, but I will go packing without a cat between my legs or inside the suitcase. And the last piece of clothing that is on top, I will just shake out a little and then put it back.
Gets everywhere.
And after the suitcase is packed and closed, I will open the door again.
And you basically then... And he... When you open the door, he looks at you and then he turns around and walks away.
Yeah, obviously.
Because, I mean, he doesn't need you.
No.
He's one strong cat and he doesn't need you to complete him. He's powerful and he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's a god. As all the other gods in the house. It's crowded with
It is. We've got a whole pantheon.
And they all think they are number one, which is then also interesting. Yeah, I think at least Amelie would have looked at maybe tonight she can have a nice and cozy dinner with Nico and Isabel.
The two of them are delighted. Isabel basically then just says, should we cook together or do you want me to whip something up?
Oh no, let's cook together. Or I cook something and you can just put your feet up.
Oh, yes, I love that. So she basically sits down in the kitchen because I believe that in the kitchen there's also a little place where you can sit. There's kind of like a small...
a breakfast nook.
Yeah, exactly. So she sits down and she basically... okay, for some reason I believe that she has she has music that you can hear in the kitchen. She either has a radio or something, and she turns on the radio, and it's French chansons.
I can imagine her really listening to a radio, like old school.
Yeah, old school. And it's turned down, and it's tuned into a radio station that plays mainly music. And she basically has the newspaper, and she just basically reads news items to you that she believes are of interest to you, and she is keeping you entertained while you're doing the cooking. There are also one or the other cat walking around trying to steal tidbits of what you're preparing. And it's a lovely evening. She also, I mean, I suppose you did tell them a little bit about Glozell, did you not?
Yes, all the nice parts. So about that it's outside of Vichy, basically. That's literally in the middle of nowhere, but very picturesque. I would also have shown them a few of the drawings I did in my notebook. Just the drawings, making sure they're not reading the text because that would show things, but that they have some ideas. Maybe also showing some pictures on the phone.
And
it's basically just very pretty and peaceful there.
And she really enjoyed that, of course. And now she's asking you a little bit about where you're going, and you know. And then also with regard to what kind of technology are you packing? You're bringing your mobile phone, and it's a smartphone with a camera. We established that.
Yes.
What else are you going to... Yeah.
A flashlight. I kept the one that we bought in Glozell. It's now my hard duty weapon / light.
Yeah.
And I think that is all. I would probably bring my laptop with me.
Okay.
Although would I? No, I would not. I would just have my phone with me based on technology.
Okay.
I would clearly have my notebook with me.
And when you say notebook, pens. It's actually like a physical
paper.
book.
Yeah, it's a paper. And with some pens to write down, make drawings, whatever comes the way. And I think that's it. I would have my headphones with me. Okay. Just in case I want to listen to something and don't want to disturb the others.
And basically the things that you need, like a charger cable.
Yeah, charger cable, and then the typical stuff, clothing and...
Yeah, and some spare batteries for the flashlight. Okay, so the day passes, and the next morning you make your way to Celeste and Ash's place. When you arrive, on at 15, Ash opens the door.
Good morning.
she kisses you on both cheeks, and she says, "You're becoming a real fixture in my household. Do step inside. There's breakfast. In case you haven't had any, if you've already had breakfast, there's second breakfast."
Well, I would take a coffee. That would be lovely.
Of course, a coffee. And basically, you walk in and you smell. There is coffee that's already been made, and you also smell fresh croissant.
Or maybe a little piece.
And
I'm waiting for Celeste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Celeste.
Just like munching, because I'm there a little bit early, just in case.
Celeste is having a shower, and then she basically joins you a couple of minutes later, freshly showered. She is wearing a white shirt, like one of those oversized ones, and jeans, and she says, breakfast. And she munches on a croissant and drinks a lot of coffee. And then she says, well, I've got everything. I'm bringing my laptop. I'm bringing all of the camera equipment. And of course, I just in case, I've got this. And she holds up a thing, and it's a mobile device that lets you connect to the internet. So it's like an internet cube thingy. Just in case.
Well, I have my flashlight with me.
Brilliant. Maybe I should bring one too. And she goes back to her room, and she comes back with the Glozell one, and she says, all right, so, and clothes and everything, so I think we're set.
I think so.
At 5 minutes to 10. Ding dong!
I guess our chauffeur? No, that's mean to say.
And Ash says goodbye to the two of you, and then she looks at Celeste and says, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And she says, yeah, and don't do drugs. So the two of you step into the car. Leon holds the door. He puts everything into the trunk. When you look over,
is he good in clothing that he is now wearing jeans and not the military security style?
No, it's a pair of jeans, stonewashed, and he's wearing a starched shirt with cut off sleeves. So basically, it's he looks extremely pristine. So really well turned out. He's always been freshly scrubbed and always been well shaven. But he does look different when he's not in combat gear.
Yeah. He, by the way, is wearing a dress with leather boots, light leather boots, not army, but boots and a jacket.
And the thing that you notice is his body looks very different, because usually when he's in combat gear, they've got all of these kind of like pockets and there's stuff in them, so they look wider than they actually are. He is actually more of he's almost on the skinny side, and rather
probably only muscles, not a little piece of fat.
Probably yes. Yeah, probably yes, but looks very different when he's not turned out for work. And then he basically puts on glasses. So apparently when he drives, he needs glasses. Maybe when he's in combat gear, he also wears contact lenses, because the last time he drove, he wasn't wearing glasses. And you see that the glasses then turn dark as the light hits them.
The glasses suit you. You should keep them on, at least when we run around on the field.
Really?
Yes.
He smiles. Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
So I planned I would show him a stop on the way shortly before we go to the place that we stop at the supermarché, because we need to get food, because we have a fully equipped house but no food in there. So we need to make sure that we have coffee, milk.
I wasn't sure about bed linen and stuff, so I just brought bed linen for the three of us, just in case. It's army issue, so it's got
awesome.
But just in case, I wasn't sure.
Ask. I didn't think about it.
And I also brought detergent just in case, when if we want to wash something.
Amelie's like, I would have not thought of that. That is very practically good thinking. And I think when we start going, at least Amelie and Celeste would like fill him in and brief him on everything they know, because Amelie would give him basically all information they have as well, because he's on the right side of the story, and he needs to have all the data to do his work properly as well.
So do you expect trouble? I mean, if you say that one of these people died there and 2 have gone missing, or there is no record of them, do you think that they went missing on the estate?
Maybe, probably. So they have problem to sell places. It seems to be completely empty. It's
odd,
highly
isn't it?
unusual, and that the people, or at least some of the people that lived there, just vanish.
Also, it is illegal to not be registered, so
I highly doubt they all moved abroad. And I'm sorry for the background noises. We have the ships running in or out the harbor. In case
it's funny that you can hear them and I can't.
I'm higher up. Probably that might be.
Yeah.
Because
this is what happens when you live in a harbor city.
That definitely sounds like I'm just like, what? Because we had thunderstorm all day, but that is not the thunderstorm.
No,
this
because
sounds
I would
like
hear
a ship.
that. Yeah.
And it must be a big one. So I suspect one of the I don't know, Elizabeth or one of the bigger ones.
QM
Probably.
or QE2.
Yeah, because the smaller ships I don't hear,
Yeah.
only hear the big ones because it's so powerful when they honk the horn.
Yes, they do.
A few times.
And so basically, it is, like I said, only 11 kilometers north of Paris, but you have to get out of Paris first, so it's a good 1.5 hours simply to navigate the traffic that is Parisian traffic. You stop at the marché. Now the thing is, the supermarket supermarché that you stop at is it is very well stocked, but it's more like a family place because the person who is serving, there are several people who work there, know their customers by name. And you notice this immediately. It's mademoiselle, madame, monsieur, etc., blah, blah, blah. And here's your order, and this is what we put by for you. And the way this works is you have to be waited on. You can't just walk around. But as soon as you enter, somebody will attach themselves to you and immediately ask you what it is that you would like. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Mademoiselle, monsieur.
We need some
How may I serve you
basic
today?
food and drinks. We are living at a place for a few days, and there's basically nothing there. So we need
Oh, bien sûr.
coffee, milk, butter.
So the
some
staples.
The staples.
Francine, could you
cheese,
put together
baguette.
the staples that keep, and then baguette?
Maybe some pizzas for the evening that we can warm up.
Oh, mademoiselle, that is convenience food. We do not carry convenience foods.
Well, we should have visited the other supermarket. That's bad.
Communication, please.
She will look very disappointed. That is communication. Come on, cheat. That is I have 2 3, so 3 on a stunt die. And that is, oh god, 11. It's a 14.
Okay, what was your intention? Were you intending to hurt this person, or did it just come out that way?
I think it just came out that way, but for her it's just she's totally surprised because every supermarket in the city has at least some pizza and some of the easy throw it in the oven and you're done thing. Do you then have at least all the things we need to make a dough and do the pizza ourselves?
Of course, mademoiselle. So is it pizza? Then she basically starts going. I mean, really, she is your personal shopper. She has like a little trolley that she pushes. This Francine person is doing some stuff over here, and when you look over, you can see that she's putting stuff in a basket like milk, butter, like
allowed to go with her, or
Yes,
is
yeah,
she
yeah,
okay? Yeah.
yeah.
So because Amelie would like to like start like so we are staying at the Serene retreat. I'm not sure if you had customers from there in the past.
Make a communication check.
Because we would have chosen a supermarket that is really close by. That is a 444, so 4
Okay.
on the stunt die. That is a 12, 15.
Okay, she rolled a 5 plus. She rolled a 5 plus 2. She rolled a 7. When you name the estate, she breaks her stride.
Okay.
And she doesn't recover. So you notice that this is something where she was like, so basically you are going to need yeast and flour 505, and she puts everything into but she is beginning to be looking at you, you notice. So, and she says, a Serene retreat.
Yeah, we're there for work. They asked us to make a little, you know, like a clip of the surroundings there that they can sell the houses. They seem to have problems to sell the houses there. Yeah, it seems so. And we're a bit, surprised that a place like that has problems selling houses. So we are curious to see what we get there. But we will stay there for a few days.
I can tell you it is a beautifully kept estate, in spite of the fact that it's been empty for so long.
It has been empty for long.
So no make another communication
has been shopping
check.
Here in the latest. Oh, that's 5 and a 6. Okay. Plus the 3, very high.
In spite of the blunder at the beginning about not having convenience foods, you're making her talk, and she says, "Well, let me think. I think it opened in 2013 or so.
At least that's what the brochure said that we got as information.
And I want to say that people started to move in 2013 already. So the first people moved in. There was a death in 2014. Somebody died. I don't think that they were very old. I don't remember the details, but I do remember that there was a death there. But then by 2017, the whole estate was empty. People just moved out, I suppose.
And now they're suddenly trying to sell it again? Or maybe they tried to sell it different ways and decided now they need to make like nice commercial.
Well, there was something really fishy about it, because I remember that there was a family that had a child in the lycée down the street, and from one day to the next, the child never came back to school.
That is.
And I know this because my niece's best friend works as a childminder for a family whose child went to the lycée with that child. It's not first-hand knowledge, but it's close enough.
Well,
and all the while she's putting stuff into your trolley.
I think in between Amelie would have also brought in a little sorry for the astonishment about the pizza. I'm from the city, and honestly, every supermarché just has the convenient stuff for us students and other ones. Well, the estate, it sounded a bit funny all the time, but the money is good, so we just decided we will do our job for a few days. How bad can it be? And just
I assume you want cheese as well and cold cut?
Yes, please.
Then I will have to ask you to go to the cheesemonger over there, and she points towards the
Celeste, do you want to pick? You are good in picking up cheese and things like that.
Okay, so basically this is like a real cheesemonger in the marché, and he's also selling saucisson and schinken and jambon and God knows what. So all
I think
fresh.
We would split up. I will stay with her, going through whatever I see, like and that we can use, and maybe some chocolate would be nice, something to
yes, there's chocolate. Then there's also she also points you towards the canned stuff, so canned sardines, these French ones, and so on and so forth. So the famous ones, and Then there's also those, I don't know what the French word for salami is, pepperoni, kind of like those, the ones that are hanging from the ceiling, so they've got the long
I
ones.
think
And
it's also salami in French.
and
I
she
don't think
she
they have
basically
a different
tells you
word for
which
it.
ones are really good, and there's the one that is made from boar, and then there's the one that's made from venison, and she points those out, blah blah blah.
Salami?
Salami. Okay, so basically she points out the salami. So this is Cor's salami from Corsica, and we import it directly. And basically at some point you take a look at one of the price tags, and you're so glad that the
This is a
Icon is
business
paying.
trip.
Yeah, because they only sell fresh produce. They only sell the best produce. Probably everybody who shops there has a cook in their homes that does the cooking for them, because this is like, you know, the super
Yeah,
rich
yeah.
that live here. But you can tell by the price. You realize that this is like, you know, they've got really fresh food, and also
I think going through the veggies, I think
Yeah.
Amelie would have also liked some potatoes and some onions and
Yeah.
some mushrooms and a
Yeah.
little bit of an aubergine maybe and zucchini, that we can also make something mixed.
yeah.
And then she's like, Celeste, I hope you have the credit card we can use.
Celeste just holds up the American Express one and smiles and waves at you, and then she points at the cheese she has, and then basically Leon is simply walking
And some
behind
wine,
you.
obviously. We would have still put in some bottles of wine.
She just points at the wine cellar that they have, and she says, "Well, please make a choice. But if I may make a suggestion, considering what you have just put into your basket, I would suggest this one." And she points to a red one and says, "This
Then
would
I
go
will just
very well with your pizza."
Then I will just take 2 bottles and we
And
will
she says,
add
"Oh,
them to
we've
the
got
basket."
fresh artichokes. Came in today. Can I tempt you?"
Me not, but let's see my friends. Celeste, artichokes?
Leon is like, "I actually quite like them. I like
Okay,
them.
then we will
I
take
can
some."
make them." And then he turns to the lady and he says, "Well, what I would need is the following." And he names a couple of different types of oil.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yes, of course we have them." And she comes back with tiny bottles, just like this, maybe 20 ml, and it's 4 different types of oil. And he says, "What we need to do is we need to break open the artichokes, and then we're gonna marinate them in these oils. And I can tell you, tomorrow morning for breakfast, this is gonna taste divine."
Breakfast. Odd choice for breakfast.
Oh, and we
eggs.
need eggs.
We need eggs, exactly. I'm just, is pizza dough with egg? No, it's not, right?
No.
So,
But I really like scrambled eggs with the artichokes. Leave it to me. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat it.
Please add bacon.
Of course, bacon. But
And,
that's going to be served on the side. So it's
although
going to
I
be 3
honestly
separate things.
don't remember if I ever eaten bacon and eggs in France. But hey,
Probably not for breakfast at least.
I can't even think about with the family the breakfast we had. I don't even remember if there were eggs at all, and definitely not like scrambled eggs with bacon. I think that's a very American English
yeah.
thing
Yeah,
coming in.
probably. But basically, you are
We have
multicultural.
full bags of.
Yeah, it's a good thing you have Leon, because he needs to go 3 times to just carry all of the produce and put it into your car. And then
Well, the good thing is, if we have leftovers, we will split them up and everyone can take something nice home.
basically then you drive on to the estate. You have a little map. You find it. The barrier or the gate is actually closed.
Also, I
Yes.
will leave the notion with the clerk of the supermarket that we will see that in the intro, in the commercial, we will also add that there's a close by really lovely special supermarket that can organize everything you need.
Why, thank
just to
you.
have
And then she says, "Oh, wait a second." And she turns around. She comes back with a bar of chocolate, 100 grams of the really high-end, really expensive Swiss chocolate. And she says, "For your troubles." And she puts it in. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. And I hope that on the way back we can have a little stop here to take the good thing back to Paris.
Thank you so much. I'll see you then. We're open 7 days a week.
Perfect. Bye. And then, we will go driving and stand at the locked gate.
Mm-hmm. So basically, the gate has one of those pin pads and also kind of like an intercom. So do you push
Buzz.
the button? Mm-hmm.
Buzz.
Hello? No,
Hi.
sorry. Bonjour.
Bonjour. We are the film crew that you hired.
Oh, Mademoiselle Dubois. Ah, yes, please. Just wait a second. I will open the gate. And basically, very shortly afterwards, like a couple of seconds later, you hear the gate open. It takes a while because it is rather large, and it swings open. No, actually, it won't. No, yes, it has to swing. Looking at the map, it has to swing open. So it basically opens away from you. And you can drive in.
We will slowly drive in and stop after the gates behind us probably close.
They have those speed bumps, basically, and there's a sign. It says "Caution, children," and basically the 5 km per hour sign. So basically, it's really just like you really can only go very, very slowly, and you know that it's the first house on the right as you come in. That's where where Lydia has her office. And
so we would go there, stop, get out of the car, all of us together.
And there's a car parked in front of that house. Of course it's a Mercedes, a very expensive model, very new. You can see it's very new. I don't know. Does Amélie know much about cars? Okay.
She doesn't care much for cars.
Okay, but it's super new.
That's something she would recognize, she can get a feeling if it looks expensive or not.
It is, and as you walk past, you see it's got leather seats and there's leather on the steering wheel. You know, it's the cliche real estate agent's car. And there is somebody, and the door is open. And somebody's standing inside. It's a sunny day, and they're keeping a little bit inside. And it is, by all counts and purposes, a woman dressed in a skirt, in a kind of like a costume, kind of power suit thing. She has a Karen haircut.
Okay. Madame Benoit?
Yes, Mademoiselle Dubois, and she sticks out her hand and she shakes her hand and she...
and Madame Durand, and I ignored Leo's last name. I know I have it somewhere.
He is one... Léon Monteil. Monteil. Monteil.
Okay.
Léon Monteil.
Just have it in a case.
And she basically shakes everybody's hand. And she says, sorry, yes.
You wanted to have also our ID just to double check?
No, it was just I wanted to have your names that I could, if I wasn't here, leave them with the groundskeeper, that he would let you in. So he would then ask you who you were, and if you gave the right names, then he would let you in. Because we have to be a bit careful because we've had people trying to break in.
Well, it has been empty for quite a long time.
Yes.
So we are curious. Is there a reason for it? So something we should not show, because clearly we should film a commercial that is selling the place and maybe looking past not so nice things, because I can't imagine why a place like this is
oh yes, well
empty.
it was to do with the fact that there was the ground was deemed to be too moist in some places, so we had to refill the concrete of the base of the houses. And of course everybody who had bought was compensated for it, and new accommodation was found for them.
So in the video we could basically say it's freshly renovated.
Oh yes, please do. Completely refurbished. Also on the inside and the outside, all houses have been completely refurbished. Everything has been repainted, redecorated, and they're ready to move in. All fully equipped kitchens. First a ground floor, first floor and attic.
Can we
And of course,
just...
we've got cable TV and a fiber optic broadband. You might want to mention fiber optic broadband. We brought this in last year in preparation of going on sale again.
We will do that. Are we allowed to basically go all the places and have a look and film around whatever we
Of
can
course,
find
I mean, I would
and
just,
see
I would
that is
just
good?
warn you of the generator house. We have our own generator over there, just in case if there's a power outage. We haven't had one, but you know it could happen. So maybe this is something that you would like to mention as well.
But clearly we will not enter
Yeah.
it or meddle with it. That's clear.
Yeah.
Did I read correct in the brochure that... Oh yeah, I can see that there was like a child
There's a playground, yes, and it's also been completely redone and repainted. And of course, we've had the inspection has been done with regard to all safety features. And of course, we've got all of the required safety features with regard to fire alarms, etc., etc.
The woods outside, are they safe to like hike and so on? Do you know that? Because that would be a selling point as well, that you have a lovely nature literally right outside the front door.
Yes, they are. They are in the public domain. So basically, they are not privately owned, and yes, everybody can go there. And as far as we know, there are no dangerous animals there.
Okay. So we know already there's a bit.
And please also mention that we have several schools within easy driving distance.
Yeah, that's where we stopped at the supermarket, I suspect.
Oh yes,
very lovely place.
Yes. I go there myself frequently because obviously, you know, I have to eat as well.
So you're staying here at the moment as well? Or will we
No, just during the day. I'm off. We are not allowed to stay here, but of course this is different for you because you do not work for the real estate agents.
So
I'm just here during the
there's
day.
no security here? That is risky, but okay.
Oh, there is security, but only at night. They drive by every hour. And then they patrol.
So just in case of emergencies, is there a way for us to open the gate?
Oh, of course. I was just going to give you this, and she hands you an envelope. So this has got it's got everything that you need. It's got my phone number. It's got the phone number of the dedicated security detail. Like I said, they start patrolling at 8 until 8 in the morning. They come by every hour. They will let themselves into the gate, and then they drive up every street, and they have to drive to the very end. And there is a little punch clock at the end of each of the streets, and then they have to get out and punch, and then drive out again. So every hour they will punch twice, and we then have a full record that they have been everywhere. They know that you are here, and they know not to check your house. Otherwise, they will check every single door, and also the back door of every building. They won't check yours because, first of all, this would probably wake you up, and also it is not really required because you live in there. But should you require assistance, this is their number.
Perfect.
It's also on speed dial. If you dial 0, you get to my phone here. And if you dial 1, but it's also on each phone in each of the houses, if you dial 1, you get the security detail.
That is lovely to hear.
And this is the code that opens and closes the front gate. It's
Perfect.
9115.
Okay. So for today we will basically get settled and have a look around. We will not start filming today. We will get ideas on which spaces and which light. Also to have a look at the light. The weather looks okayish.
And before I forget, and she hands you 2 keys. So these are 2 keys for your house, and I was thinking, I mean, maybe you could also show the biggest house, which is at the top of the second street. This is the key to the second house, to the biggest one.
We would love that for filming. Yeah.
The garden has just been done and landscaped. It's a bigger garden. It's the biggest garden of the estate, actually. And I thought that you might take this also because, like your house, this is a show house, but the other house, of course, is more interesting probably because it's our flagship house. It is also bigger than the other houses. It has 5 bedrooms, and the floor space is entirely bigger. It's 250 square meters.
Just to be curious as well.
Because the attic has also been converted.
That's good to know. Yeah, we will have a peek around and definitely film. Just for a commercial, usually it would be nice to have like small scenes with people that lived here and really liked it. Do you think there's any way to get in contact with someone who lived here before?
Make a communication check.
Just to poke the bear a little, because so far
like
it
the
was
thought.
quite easy going. Not with that roll, darling. That's 2 1s and a 2.
Okay. She looks at you and she says, the thing is, my company only got this portfolio 2 years ago, and we've been working on putting it on the market. So unfortunately, I do not have any records of anybody who lived here previously.
Okay. Did the owners, or do you know why on earth it took so long to get it back on the market? 5 years, no, we have 2024, right?
Yeah.
So it has been 7 years. That's quite a long time.
I honestly do not know. We got, like I said, we got a portfolio 2 years ago from the owner, which is a holding company. And I honestly don't know, but for the last 2 years, I've been working with contractors to get the houses in order again and to, to get everything up and running. And then now I'm on the home stretch, as it were, because now we're bringing you in as our, let's say,
For commercial.
our, communications, commercial, advertising, marketing team.
Yeah.
Because hopefully we will also be getting some still photographs that we could also use in addition to this brochure.
For sure.
Having said
we
this,
can also offer to set up a web page for you. If you're
that would be brilliant. But what you have also noticed is the brochure itself has been done by a professional marketing company. You can see this. So basically, it is.
Curiously, the brochure, is that from? Have you already started that, or is that from before, basically, like a leftover?
No, we actually got this from the previous owners.
Okay.
So basically, when you look at the houses around you and you look at the brochure, you will see that on the outside the houses are identical. We did not change anything. We did do a lot of refurbishments on the inside, but on the outside, it was in keeping with the original style.
Okay.
Having also said this, you did notice that there were people in the brochure, and it wasn't photoshopped. The people were in the houses or in front of the houses, but possibly those were male and female models that they brought in to basically just walk around and then basically take pictures of them. To make it more lively, yeah. There are also child models that are playing on the swings and stuff, and
Yeah. We will need to see if it makes sense to get a few actors here as well, but we will see what we can do like this, because I know
she looks at Leo
cheaper.
and she says, "Well, I guess you have one already, don't you?"
Well, he's not a child per se.
No, but he could be the man in the kitchen, the modern husband. And she looks at you.
Well, but this should be a place for families, shouldn't it? So we should focus on children.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I'm not sure that everybody who lived here had children. I mean, it's definitely suited for children because each of the houses is big enough that you could have easily, like, the parents, and then there is 3 bedrooms for children. Or for whoever. I mean, you could also have like 3 generations living under one roof.
We will see what we will come up with. So
there's also a really nice senior citizens home, if you can afford it, down the road. So if you have like a geriatric family member, you could put them up here and live here.
Or if you can afford this place, I'm sure you can afford to put an elderly parent there as well.
She looks at Leo again and gives him a big smile.
But we will see. Then thank you for
now.
So
if I may ask, is so basically the 2 of you are you also in the market for a house? And she looks at you and Leo. Celeste is basically sending it.
It's far beyond our pay grade, I have to say. But it's, hey, we're here for work, so we will do work. And I will just hook myself in for Leo. So we will now get settled. And how long are you here during the day that we know?
I start at 10 and I leave at 1700 hours. And I take a 1.5 hour lunch break.
Good. So in case we have something, I know until basically.
Oh, and please be aware that your
you.
phone is connected. So if you need to use the phone, you can also use it to dial out. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And
when I turn around, at least Celeste, and probably, well, Leo's next to me, but Celeste will see the eyes rolling and be like, face.
And then Leo actually opens the door for you and lets you step outside. He says, "Well, darling."
Thank you, darling.
And the two of you go back to the car. Celeste is in stitches. She's trying to hold it together. Let's see.
I think as soon as we are in the car, Amelie will buy. So if you're interested, I'm sorry, right? But I thought maybe this way we can keep you off your heels.
16, 18, because she has self-discipline plus 2. She has an 18. She manages to keep it together. But
So
when
just
she's
a
in the
happy
car, she
smile?
just lets go. She's like, "Yes, why did I not see it? You are a perfect match."
Just looking over to Leo since he's driving. So as I said, if you're interested, we can take this back and clear this. But if you want to have your peace and quiet, this might be your way to your decision. She's interested in you, not us.
Okay, roll a d6 for me.
It's a 6.
Okay. He looks at you and he says, "I'm not so sure what Jean-Luc would say." And then he basically concentrates on the street again.
So we will keep this up so she keeps all of us. We're here for work, right? So that's the main point.
And then basically you don't have to drive much further because it's the second house and he drives
but
in
we will
and
park properly.
he gets up, he walks. I mean, he's always opened the doors for you. Even at the very beginning when you first saw him, he was always, and he basically opens the door. He says, "Well, chérie," and he holds out his hand.
I will take the hand and I will then let's get everything inside. So we
And
will
then Celeste
all
says,
go back and forth.
"Can I be bridesmaid?"
Amelie will just ignore that. She will go to the back of the car and she will open the trunk and she will grab the first thing and then she will go
And
to the door
yeah.
and lock it open and have the first peek inside the house.
And Leo basically opens every single door for you and he carries everything. And then you see that Lydia is actually watching. And then he says, much more loudly than required, "I'm not sure that if you should be carrying anything in this state, dear."
She will give him a look, be like, "Some things I can carry, the heavy things are for you."
And then the three of you make your way into the house.
Yeah.
At this stage, Celeste is not even trying to hold it together anymore.
No,
she's just like, "Well, whatever." And then she says, "Leo, I never really thought you had it in you. You are a very funny guy." And he says, "That's what Anne-Laure says too. That's why the two of us get on so well, because she's not funny at all."
Let's see if we need her company as well. But for now, let's get settled and then maybe like in an hour start to make at least one tour to have a look at the ground. I think that for all of us would be helpful.
And he says, "But if I may ask you one question, or if I may ask one thing, can I ask you to stay here in the living room until I've checked out the house? I just want to be sure that there is nothing there. Let me just pretend that I'm doing my job."
Well, obviously. We will start to put everything in the fridge and in the kitchen.
Super. Because what you have noticed is that, I mean, yes, he was being funny and everything, and it was he was scanning the living room, because the way the houses are built is you walk in, and it's not open plan, but you walk in and there's kind of like a little vestibule, and there is basically a cloakroom where you just leave your stuff. It opens, and then there is a corridor that turns to the left, and at the end you can see that there is the kitchen, because the kitchen door is open. But then there's also another door, and when you open that, you are standing in a huge open plan living room come dining room, which basically covers everything else on the ground floor. Then there is, and it's super light because it's got huge windows and a patio door, and that opens up onto the patio and the garden behind. And then there's the and in kind of like the entry area is also the staircase upstairs. So you have to go outside to the front door and then upstairs. So there's no direct way to get upstairs from the living room.
Yeah.
And basically also something, you know where the kitchen is because that's where you're putting away the stuff, but there's something that's almost like, it's not a dumbwaiter in terms of that it goes up and down, but there is kind of like a window that opens into the part of the living room, dining room, that's the dining room.
Oh,
so basically you can just hand stuff,
like
you don't have to go outside, which, considering how the house is built, makes sense. There's also another thing that I forgot. In the entry hall, there's a small toilet, like a guest toilet.
Yeah, guest toilet.
And possibly you could imagine that the people who live here may not have their live-in cook, but for example, if they entertain, they might bring in kind of like a cook for the evening and maybe a serving girl, and then they can just put the stuff there and the serving girl can serve the people who are guests. And the dining room is huge. It seats 8 people easily. You could even seat 10 if you tried.
Okay. So only would make sure that the pass-through window, that it's open, that we can look into the living dining room.
And it's like a high-end kitchen. I mean, like when you think of the kind of brand names that people put in their kitchens, the Miele's, the Neffs of this world, it's like high-end. It's brand new. You open the presses, the cupboards, and they also have like china is there. There is cutlery, crockery. It's fully equipped. You could, and it's a huge cooking range as well. And you go into the living room as well, and basically there is a huge floor-to-ceiling bookshelf and full of books, and Celeste takes one and she opens it, and I don't know if you've ever taken out a book in IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interestingly
it's all
enough.
Decoration.
Yeah, it's decoration, and it's a Swedish book, although it says Tom Sawyer at the back. So basically they went to IKEA and they just said, give me all your stuff, and put it in there. So it is fully equipped, and overall, I mean, yes, it's been freshly painted. You can still kind of smell it just a little. In the brochure, this is the one thing that you see is different inside. In the brochure, they had wall-to-wall carpeting. Now this has been replaced with laminated floors.
Okay.
At least downstairs.
Definitely more modern, like.
And also a lot more hygienic and easier to clean, and and then after, like, you're putting stuff away, you look around in the living room. Do you go outside into the garden?
I would wait until Leo basically did his round. We will just chit-chat in the kitchen and prepare and put everything in there. Maybe take a little snack. Just prepare like the baguette is there, a little bit of butter, easy to at least take a little bit.
He comes downstairs again and he says, all right, everything is clear. We've got 4 bedrooms. One of them is en suite, and then there's also a bathroom and another toilet. So perfect. Which one would you like, darling?
We will have a peek in a little bit. Should we also have a peek outside on the patio? I think that makes sense. So
what you notice is, as you step outside, that there is that there's a light that you could switch on from the inside, and that would light the whole patio. Now, please make what do you have with regard to using your eyes or seeing stuff, watching.
Observation.
Then please use that.
So
And Celeste is
with
going to
what
look
do I
at
roll
perception
that?
seeing.
You have an eye for detail. If I have a fail, I can re-roll, but I have to use the new result. Doesn't seem to be linked to a special...
Then it's perception.
It must be perception. Oh, I should roll 3 dice, right? Not only 2. The question is, what is a fail? You would tell me based on the number I rolled, right?
What did you roll?
I rolled an 8 plus 3 and 2 on a stunt die. It's not a good roll. It's not it's not
it's
the worst.
It's an 8 plus a 3. Please roll again.
Okay. And I have to take that one. That is a 9 plus a 3. Well, it's better. And a 4 on the stunt die this time. So
Okay. Because 13 is deemed to be challenging. So this is not challenging, but it's also not as easy as the 11. You look around and you notice that there are security cameras
okay.
pointed at the garden.
Well, she said so.
Yeah, and they are tracking you. So basically they are probably motion sensor operated. So as you move around,
we should have a peek if they have cameras inside as well. I hope not for their own sake, but we should have a peek around, especially for that. Because outside I get it, because you want to make sure that no intruders is there. Although, honestly, when I sit out here on the patio, enjoying the sun, I don't want to have a camera in my face. But what?
Celeste does a sweep of the inside and she says, because she has surveillance, she says, and she finds nothing.
Okay, so at least they're decently behaving there. Might be also that if the people are there, they can decide for their surroundings to turn it on and off, hopefully. For us, I think it's fine to have it. Okay, then let's go upstairs and have a peek. Who gets what room?
So the rooms are interestingly cut in terms of that there are 3 rooms that are almost equal size, and then there's a very large master bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. And there is beds in each of them, so there's a double bed in the master bedroom, and then there are 3 more than single beds in the other rooms. Each room has basically a built-in wardrobe. And again, you can tell this is really good quality.
Okay. Celeste, you pick first. I honestly, all of these rooms are bigger than half the house we have.
She just goes eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and she takes one.
Yeah, I'll just take the other, and then Leo can decide if he takes one, which one he takes.
So nobody actually takes the master bedroom.
Probably not.
Because it means that everybody can have showers almost at the same time, because so basically the master bedroom is simply used as a thoroughfare to the master ensuite. Both bathrooms are quite sizable. Each one has a toilet, each one has a bathtub, plus the master bedroom also has an additional shower, but you can also have a shower in the other one.
But then we can split up without problems.
So there is more than enough space to go around. Make a perception check, just pure perception. You're standing on the first floor landing at this stage.
That is no stunt die, but that is still a good roll. That is 14, 17 perception.
What you notice is you hear nothing. I mean, yes, you are out of the way, but it is absolutely quiet. Even when somebody else is moving. So apparently this house is built from concrete.
Okay.
So somebody walking around, hear nothing.
Okay.
Because here in my place, when somebody walks, because it's all wooden floors, you can hear it. You hear nothing there.
Yeah, so they properly isolated everything.
Yeah.
Or insulated? No,
Insulated. Yeah.
Is insulate the wall, isolate the floor? Not sure. But clearly they made sure that the floor is also not transporting the sound.
Yeah.
Then I think after around about an hour.
And this took you a little more than an hour, putting everything up.
We were not in the biggest rush. It would be nice to have a walk around before it gets dark. But
I'd say it's about 3 o'clock now.
Okay, then let's take a walk around, and afterwards we can just have them sit down for nice dinner.
Okay, so basically I'm just going to bring up the map one more time.
And we will clearly take a walk, so not using a car, we would walk really in peace and quiet.
Can you see the...
Yes, I can.
Okay, so this is where you are. This is where Lydia has her office.
Yeah.
So basically, where would you like to go?
I think first we would walk up the street where we are. Just have a peek around also the other houses, and then walk down again, because I suspect we can't just walk through between the houses. So we would take a walk down again along the street.
Yeah. So
and then we would go to the back, the back houses, and walk up as well.
So essentially I just marked the road, but of course there is sidewalks on either side that you can walk on. There is also, like I said, a garage. So basically each of them has kind of like basically a direct connection to the street. You can't walk between the houses because they all have fences.
Yeah, I thought so.
And as you walk up, I mean, let's say you just walk up the street on this side, the pavement, the houses look identical. So it's really, I mean, they all have numbers. So they're numbered 1 through 15, one presumes. And back here, basically you see, again, the fence. The street ends immediately at the fence. Behind the fence is dense wood, semi-dense woods. Yeah. And there is kind of like a little, it looks like a hydrant. And on top is like a little box with a door, like a little door. And you assume that this is the punch box where they have to open it and punch in. And, so they basically take this and put it in the clock that they carry with them and have to turn the key. And again, you notice that there are cameras everywhere. And I mean everywhere. There are cameras, there are lights as well. So outside each of these houses is a street lamp. And you would imagine if they're all on it, it must be quite bright in the evenings at night. And there are cameras mounted on each of these street lights, and they basically survey the road, the street, but they also survey the houses. So there's 2 cameras to each pole, one looking out from the house towards the street, and one looking at the entrance of the house.
Okay.
And as you walk down this side, let's say again, I don't know, can you even see my mouse? No, you can't.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, I can see your mouse.
You see the same thing. Yeah. Do you want to basically look into the houses? Do you want to take a peek through the window or anything?
I don't think at the moment. We just suspect they at least look similar inside to what we have in our house. Clearly we would look if there are lights on in the house, but it's daytime, so at the moment it wouldn't make sense. And then we would just go down and walk up the other part of the street just to have a look around. Also, just seeing if we see anything weird.
Make a perception check.
Whoa. That is a 19 and a 5 on the stunt die.
Okay.
I see everything.
Yes, you see everything. And the funny thing is you see nothing out of the ordinary. You do see a squirrel, yes. But it's like... you know how you sometimes expect to find something, but then there's nothing, but you looked really, really hard.
Yeah.
There is nothing there.
I'm still thinking about the soft ground and they're having to do the flooring. It's a bit weird, right?
Well, we can always, when we get back to our house, check the flooring.
Yeah, we should do that, and we have the keys to the last house as well. Also, Leo, you're probably more well known in security things. Isn't it a bit paranoid that they have to punch in
Well, I mean, it is
2 times an hour?
Well, I mean, the punching in is not strange at all. I used to do this myself because it is one way of making sure that the contractors keep to their rounds and schedules.
Well, you can see it on the camera, but okay.
Well, it depends. If this is closed circuit TV and it gets erased as it should due to data protection, you don't see it.
You don't see it.
Because it gets erased after a certain period of time.
I get it.
But it's just one of the things that is something that people simply do. I'm more surprised that they, like you said, would come once every hour, because to me that seems excessive. Having said this, since the estate is at the moment empty, maybe they're afraid of squatters.
I think so. Didn't she mention that someone
There had
already
been some
tried to break
break-ins,
in? Yeah, so maybe they would change it when people are living here, because then they can be more like, we will be there twice in the night and the rest is via please dial the one to reach us, and we'll be there within an hour or whatever. So let's see, but it looks really nice, clean, boring, I have to say. But yeah.
Celeste looks around. She says, "Would you really like to live here?"
No. Without a blink. No. The house inside is really pretty, but it's also same without character.
Yeah.
Also, I would not like to live in a fenced-in place, I have to admit. It feels more like a prison. I know from security point they mean well, probably, but it really feels like something is locked inside that shouldn't get out.
Well, I suppose the people who can afford this probably also bring possessions that are expensive.
Yeah. Still no for me.
No, I agree. It's not for me either. Shall we check out the last house, or do you want to keep this for tomorrow?
I think we can do that for tomorrow. I would be curious to have also walk over the to the playground. Also to be curious around the shed, because the gardener should be around at least from time to time as well. Because it looks, I suspect it looks nicely cleaned up. Garden, the lawn properly mowed and so on, right?
As you go to the, basically those brown things are actually footpaths.
Yeah, I think so. So we would follow the footpath.
But it's like the grass is really kept very short, but not too short. So it's really, you could walk on the grass and it would be absolutely fine. You see the playground, which is really well equipped. There is swings, there is slides. There is an area where you could play ball, which they've basically. I don't know what the German word is. You know, this kind of like red stuff that's kind of a little bit rubbery that you put on playgrounds in schools.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so basically they have an area which is maybe, I don't know, 20 square meters. So it's not a football field by any means, or even a handball court, but it's big enough that you could, and there are two small goals on either end, so it's that if somebody wanted to, they could kick a ball around.
I'm just curiously looking.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So they're different ones, but it looks in a way like it's like a plastic,
something like
artificial thing like that,
absolutely,
as it seems.
Yeah. So basically, this is the kind of surface that is there. Celeste basically moves one of the swings, and it's been really well oiled. There is no squeaking, no nothing. 10, 11, 15, and she says, "Oh wow," and she points, and you see that there are 6 cameras looking at the playground.
As I said, it's a bit paranoid, isn't it?
I agree. I mean, 2 would be enough. Maybe 3 to cover every angle. But 6? Oh, that must be the... And then she points... that must be the generator.
Yeah, and that over there, the shed.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to check out the shed?
Yeah, let's at least walk over there.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious if it's locked or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
because
so
this place is so secure, you don't need to lock anything.
The shed is actually, unlike in this picture, it's an actual concrete structure, so made of concrete brick. So it's a real house, if you like, small but still. And it's got a metal door which is locked with a huge padlock.
Okay.
And you find 2 cameras outside of it.
Again, this is a lot. Celeste, do we get tingly feelings? I don't.
Make a willpower check. No, make a constitution check.
That is 7 and 8.
You feel nothing?
Yeah.
No. Not really.
Why are there so many cameras here? More than at the houses.
I would also like to know where the feed goes. Because, I mean, there are no... all of these houses are going to be...
She will point to the generator or the shed. Honestly, it's very secure, locked for...
Okay, but I mean, seriously...
just a few things.
Then you can only ever check after the fact. If something has happened, you have to go and retrieve the recordings, because there is no... Unless, of course, it's tracked.
She said something about live feed.
Yeah, but where does it go? Because, I mean, there is no one on the estate. And if it goes to a security company, then why would they have to check every hour? Sure. I mean, like, why would they have to... There is something strange.
It's a question if we want to ask her about it or not. I think I would ask her just to be curious about the security details, if it's stored, where it's stored, if you can enter your own feed. Basically, if you're traveling, you can have a peek on how your house is looking.
I mean, she did say that.
Yeah.
You know what? I will try and hack into it.
We can ask more. We don't have to ask today. It might be an option, because it would make sense to have it positively as very secure sold to rich people that are afraid that their Mona Lisa is stolen out of their living room.
But I think we should also at some point start making the film, because otherwise it's going to look really...
Yeah, no, I think tomorrow. I think today we are just... That's why we are strolling. We have a look around, seeing where we can film, what we should film. Clearly the playground is something we should film, because that would be interesting to have.
Yeah.
I would, just standing on the playground, I would look through... Well, you said it's a wall, basically, with fence on top, right?
Well, the wall is about maybe hip high.
Okay.
And then the fences
so you can look through, so you can see the forest,
no
basically.
Yeah.
So I would look out, like, eastwards, just into the forest, just having a moment of just enjoying the forest, hoping that I can see, like, a bird or a squirrel or anything running around in the forest.
Make a perception check for me, please.
To hope that it's not a dead forest.
To hope it's not a dead squirrel running around.
That is a 15.
You do see, well, there are definitely birds there. You see lots of birds. You don't see a squirrel just now, but that's just maybe because there isn't one there. But there is. It's definitely not a dead forest. You can also hear it.
Yeah,
there are also insects. It's very much alive.
Something is off. The forest might give a hint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What on earth happened here? And why do I suspect that this place, just showing at the playground, seems to be a point of interest?
There are certainly lots of cameras here.
They are.
And Leo looks around and Celeste gives it another look. And she says, when we're at home, I want to take one of the chairs and stand on it and take a look at the actual cameras. Up close and personal.
Yeah, we can do that. Mm-hmm. And Amelie will pull out her phone and just take a few pictures, just for research, that we have some ideas. And, well, I guess.
What exactly do you take pictures of?
I will take pictures of like fence plus forest in the back, a picture of the playground, but then basically standing left or eastwards of the playground. So having the playground and then the houses in the background.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean, yes. Mm-hmm.
And probably taking like a little panorama just of basically houses and playground in front, just to have an idea. Mm-hmm. And also to maybe give the illusion on whoever is watching, because I have the hard feeling that she's bored and is watching, that it looks like we are preparing for, this might be a nice shot.
Okay, very good.
To go there, like, and Amelie would be like, okay, shot-wise, from the playground we could go up and you could see the scenery, because it looks really pretty from here. Mm-hmm. We should do this maybe with a different lighting, but...
Mm-hmm. So first of all, that's a really good idea. Secondly, make a note, you get something that we are just inventing now. It's called inspiration. So you get to re-roll a die roll of your choice. Mm-hmm. And also to give you kind of like a little bit of an idea, the shot that you're describing with the playground in the foreground and the houses in the background, they're moving towards the houses, is going to look awesome. This is a super idea of yours. And having said this, from where you are standing now, looking from the playground and across the playground towards the houses, the place has been really nicely landscaped, and the layout, okay, the houses are very samey, they're totally alike, so that doesn't really lend itself to saying this is beautiful. But the way it's been arranged, you can see now that you can actually look through between the houses, so that there is kind of like, from whichever end you look, you will always see the forest. It's on the other side, but you don't see other houses. You could actually, if you put on blinkers, you can completely ignore the houses and you are outdoors. So the way this has been laid out, also included into, is nice. I mean,
which makes it even weirder that it's not already. Okay, you can say they haven't sold it in the last 2 years because they were working on a place to renovate and make it pretty. But it's very bizarre that it has been empty since 2017. Oh, English is hard.
And basically, do you review the pictures that you took?
Not standing out here. I think that would be something when we're inside. Oh no, out here, because I want to make an impression to the lady behind the camera that we are working on it. So I would look at my phone and just like swipe through.
Okay, make another perception, seeing, observation roll.
Okay. Oh god, I need that. That is 2 1s and a 2. If that is not a fail, I don't know what is a fail. That's still not good, but it's better. That is an 8. So an 11. That's the best I can do.
Okay, so everything is nice and in focus, but there is a little bit of a problem because obviously you're looking out west and the sun is a little bit lower in the sky, so there's some reflection on it. So you believe that you should be doing this in the morning.
Okay.
So moving from east to west, doing the camera shots, you should be doing this in the morning when the light is at your back. The sun is at your back. Yeah. Okay, so then what do you want to do?
I think let's go back, make dinner, and start
Okay, so
snooping.
I'd say it's now 4:30ish. So making dinner, you'll probably not be finished until 6, and then you can have a long dinner.
Yeah, so basically getting she will go for pizza, so start the dough so it can rest and rise a little bit in peace and quiet and get settled. Then Celeste can set up technology.
Yeah. So Celeste starts setting up the technology, and let's just see, because she's asking Leo to help her get closer to one of those cameras. So she is basically, she says, I wait until Lydia drives off.
Yeah, we should wait until after 5 o'clock.
So and every so often she basically she spends some time outside, because what she notices is that when she's outside she can look across the different she can see the gate from the garden. So she waits until Lydia opens the gate, drives off, the gate closes behind her, and then she says to Leo, okay, so in half an hour she must be far away, and then we're going to I would appreciate it if you could help me get to one of those cameras, because he is a lot taller than she is. So basically that's the plan for the evening. The dough is going nicely. And
also Amelie pulls out of her backpack some cards and probably some dice for Yahtzee or just
Leo is excited. He loves this. He also says at some point that he needs to make a private phone call, so that's before dinner, so he excuses himself, goes upstairs, and then 10 minutes later comes back down again. And
he's talking to different.
Huh? What?
My future
husband is talking to somebody else privately behind
Greetings
your back.
to Jean-Luc.
And then basically at some point dinner is so basically everybody chips in to help with dinner preparations, baking the salad, laying out the different ingredients.
Also, I think before
the toppings
she left, we would have made sure, also running around outside, that we have mobile.
Yes. You have noticed that you have mobile reception.
Okay,
she wasn't lying at all. There is very good reception, and basically there's also a wireless LAN, Wi-Fi that you can use. And in the envelope, I also forgot that there is a password for your router. Or you could also, if you want to use the router is plainly visible downstairs. You could also plug in a cable and a LAN cable if you had one, or you can just connect to the Wi-Fi, and it works perfectly. It's a fiber optic broadband. It's really fast.
Okay. Well, then we will have dinner. Not sure if Celeste will try to hack into.
She will. So we're gonna roll. She has computers 2, which is intelligence 2 plus computers 2 is 4. Oh yes, 10, 14, 18 and a 5 on the stunt die. She hacks into well, first of all she connects to the internet, which is fine, and she picks up a signal. So apparently there is a feed, and it is broadcast through. Basically, these are unwired cameras, so they're wireless, and she picks up the signal, and she can hack into the feed without any problem with that roll. Okay. And she can see, so basically she explains that these cameras outside this house are connected to this router. So, like, they are on the same Wi-Fi area network. So if you are in this Wi-Fi network, you can actually access them like you would a remote network drive.
Yeah.
So now the question is, can we also access the other ones?
That would be curious.
Because I'm pretty sure that they are working, because the ones in the playground I checked, when you moved around, they moved with you.
Yeah.
So the question is, the ones in the playground, where would they be connecting to? Probably not, they're not connected to this router, so I would have to see where the signal comes out. But maybe tomorrow morning, well, it's August in France, so at 9 o'clock, do you think it's still bright outside? Light? Or is it
There
already...
should be still light outside. They should have...
It should be similar.
Is it similar than us? They're more south,
They're more to the south, so I guess it's now
it gets darker earlier than here.
So what I will do is tomorrow morning before 10, let's say early, as soon as maybe, Leo and I will try and access one of the cameras physically, because I need somebody to prop me up. And she looks at Leo.
Yep.
And she says, I hope that you can carry me on your shoulders. And he just scoffs and he says, that shouldn't be a problem. And you've already been fed. Stop whining.
I'm just like, there's a kitty in this house.
Yes. And basically then I will try and access one of them, because they have to have some cable.
Yeah.
Because they are too far away. So I will try and see if I can hack into this somehow. And she says, I brought a broadcaster. If I'm lucky, I can connect it to the camera and get a signal off it.
Okay. Yeah, let's give it a try. And tomorrow we can also have a look at the big house.
At the big house, yes. I'm really curious. And I would also like to take some footage in there.
Yeah, we should start to do that. And then let's see. The question is, should at least one of us stay up during the night to have a look out? Because when I think of this house, we have a view to the playground from the back of the house. Should we do turns that someone can have a look, like playground security coming in and out-ish?
I'm not sure if they. I'm going to be curious to see. Do they actually also go to the playground and to the generator house, or do they just? Well, how about? Yes, we can do this, but also we should set up the camera, because if something interesting happens, we can also. And she basically brought two cameras. She brought the daylight camera and she brought the night vision camera, which she also had with her in Glosel. And she sets the night vision one up on a tripod, and then says, okay, well, it's very simple. If something really interesting happens, just click record.
So I think what we would be looking before she sets it up, the question is when it turns dark, which would be probably after 9 o'clock. Are there lights on also on the playground, or is the playground pitch black?
The playground is dark.
Okay.
But you know that there are lights because you saw the poles.
So might be motion triggered?
That's one way of doing it, possibly. Or it's because
at the moment
they're just basically saving energy, because the streets are lit up like a Christmas tree. All of the lights, all of the lamps are on, and when you are at the front of the house...
from security reason, you would keep it
it is very bright.
You can see, but hey, okay.
And it also means that whoever has the bedroom that faces the... So the master bedroom faces the garden.
Yeah.
So basically these houses also face... the houses in the middle row are the least expensive because they face a street on both sides. So these ones here are a little bit more expensive, but also they face the main road and of course the playground as well. So if there are lots of children, this might be quite loud. So basically,
these would be the houses for the people with the kids.
One would hope so, but also at night, this side of the house is dark. So, but if you have the front room, you will need very thick curtains, because you notice that there are no
Blinds, curtains.
blinds. And you would have to have really thick curtains, so there are no automatic blinds, because it will be very bright.
Okay.
And the master bedroom faces the back. Okay, so essentially, let's just see. 1 to 2, it is Leo who has the front room. 3, 4, it's Celeste. 5, 6, it's you. I rolled a 4, so that Celeste has the front room and looks out on the road, on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I suppose I can also check. I mean, I can. If you want me to, I can just sit there in my bedroom for the next, let's say, 70 minutes to see, does the security detail really show up.
That would make sense that we have an eye on that.
Okay, so she goes upstairs and sits down, presumably, and you stay downstairs.
Yeah.
And
Cleaning
you watch
up probably
cleaning
then.
up. Well, Leo will help you with that. And then he says, do you want me to take first watch and sit here and just watch the garden?
Yes, that would be lovely.
Okay, and then wake you up when? Or how long should we watch? Do you want us to watch through the night or just a couple of hours?
No, I think through the night, to be honest. I'm not trusting this, not sure how you feel, but I think one of us should be awake.
Well, I mean, it is a bit weird. I mean, to see all of this. I mean, because the one thing that you also notice is the whole thing is super spacious. I mean, it's a very large area. The whole estate covers a very large area, and it's completely devoid of people at night. You're the only ones, presumably, except for the security detail.
So I think 2.5 hours each of us. That gives us like 7.5 hours before we anyhow want to get up early and move out before the 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will then go upstairs for at least a nap. I will tell Celeste what we just agreed on, that she knows.
Okay, so how about I spend the first 2.5 hours, then I wake Celeste. She spends 2.5 hours at the front looking at the security detail, and then we wake you up. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. And then you go to bed. And Celeste goes to bed as well, presumably. So
yeah, I hope so.
And then after a while, you do get woken up by Celeste, and she says, "Well, it's so just to fill you in, the security detail has shown up twice while I was watching, like pretty much every 60 minutes. So yeah, give or take a couple of minutes. So yeah. And then you go downstairs and you sit. What do you do? Explain or describe a little what you do.
It's basically sitting in the dark, looking outside in the direction of the playground. Maybe in between standing up and walking towards the front side of the house, also to have a peek if something is happening basically on the front street.
You can do that by going into the kitchen and then looking out the kitchen window. Yeah.
And just, I think in between Amelie would not sit too much. She would be walking a little bit just to keep herself or really telling the body, hey, we're awake now, because she will not go to bed afterwards because that is time to be awake. Maybe she will even start the coffee machine, probably having an early coffee.
Yes.
And just looking outside and peeking if she can see anything weird. She should be seeing the security people again.
If you stand in the kitchen when they come around, yes, you do see them. You know that they would start patrolling between 8 and 8. So as you're, let's say, making your coffee at 7, you can see them pass by. When you look outside, you know, especially early in the morning as the sun is coming up, you notice that the forest is very much alive because you can see deer.
Okay.
So, which is normal for this time of day, and they come out at dusk and dawn, and they are completely undisturbed, of course, because there is nobody ever here or hasn't been for a long time. You are not running around. You're basically inside. They can't smell you, so they just it's not like they're patrolling. It's like they're just coming out to feed and then they vanish into the forest again.
Mm-hmm.
Normal behavior for deer.
So, it looks pretty.
It does. And again, it's super quiet. Okay, so then you wake up the rest?
Yes.
Okay. You have breakfast?
Yeah, I would have prepared already at least that coffee for everyone was cooked and that we have a little bit set up. And the goal is after 8 o'clock. So basically in the magical piece between 8 and 10 that we can do a few things without people disturbing us.
So basically the two of them go outside if you want to go with them to the
I would go
playground.
with them.
How about you watch if Lydia is early today while we are...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
And basically
also,
then...
Celeste, we should bring your camera just for decoration at least.
Yeah, and we should also start taking, because at some point somebody will want to see footage to see what we're doing and if we're progressing. So basically she climbs up on Leo's shoulders.
We are artists. We are not sharing our... Are you crazy?
We don't know what they promised, but I'm going to completely take footage of this place.
We will do footage, but we will not share because you need to cut and work with it before you show something. Because if not, it looks half ready and we will cut together bits and bobs.
Yeah, why do you think I brought my laptop? Of course we're going to cut it. We're going to edit it.
Yeah, but not here. You do that in peace and quiet later.
If they ask for something, we have to provide them with something.
Then we will give the answer that I just gave.
Then you talk to them.
Yeah.
Good. She climbs on Leo's shoulders. He lifts her up. And she basically says, and she starts fumbling around with the camera. And then obviously you're watching the road and then you hear a thump. And when you turn around, you see that she's on the ground again, and she waves at you and gives you a thumbs up.
Give thumbs up back. And I would just also take the camera to just probably not really film, but at least to have, in case someone looks at the feed, that you can see that we are out in the early morning hours with the nice light.
Now tell me. Is the camera turned on and do you look through the viewfinder or are you just basically waving it around?
I think it would be on with the viewfinder, but she's not used to using this camera, so I'm not sure. I think Celeste would be the one for the proper footage, but at least Emily will have a peek through in between and just like having a view of this and trying to look more from artistic point of view.
Okay, then make a perception check as you're looking through the viewfinder.
I don't like this.
I don't care.
That is 14.
Okay. Is this thing on? You shake it a little bit because it seems to be a little bit out of focus.
I will try again to work on the focus.
What are you focusing on? What are you looking at?
Probably one of the houses in the middle behind the playground. Like number... What would it be? 4, 5, 3? 3, probably house number 3.
Okay, so the one's bang smack in the middle.
Yeah, the one next to us should be the one in the middle, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, It's a bit weird with these cameras. It looks a lot closer than it should be. Or than when you look at it through the viewfinder, it seems to be a lot closer than when you look at it over the viewfinder. But maybe that's the way this works. Maybe this is how optics work. Yes?
Could you have a peek at your camera? I'm not sure if I broke something.
She comes... She picks up the pace. And she takes a look at it, and then she says, what seems to be the problem?
Well, it looked in between, not really like a sharp.
She takes it, and
is it normal that it's closing up between what I see here, and I can't really get basically the view I have without the camera?
First of all, she basically focuses the camera. She trains it on you, and she says, "Well, you're in focus." She turns around. She tries she tries Leo, who's still at the playground, and she basically looks, and then she plays around a bit. And I can zoom in on him, and he's in focus. So what was that you were saying about?
Try house number 3 with the playground and basically. Do we just say foreground? I'm not sure.
No, yeah, you say foreground, yeah.
And see if you can get a sharp, nice video.
I think I do, and she hands it to you. Look, basically she replays what she just recorded. You still think it's out of focus?
Look at mine, and I would go back to my footage, just that she can have a peek.
What's the problem?
Is it now looking at it? Does it look in focus?
No, yours looks out of focus, but so does hers.
Okay.
Why? What's the problem? It's fine.
No, it's not. It's out of focus.
How is that out of focus? And the two of you are looking at the display where where the footage is replaying, and she's like, "It's fine." And now you can also see it glitch.
I will probably, without thinking, just like grabbing her arm. It's glitching for me.
What? There is nothing. It's fine.
Go back again. Concentrate.
She goes back again.
Peace and quiet.
Make a perception check.
She too? We both need to do a perception. That is a 15.
Okay, as you are basically reviewing the footage, you lift your head just a bit, and you notice that Leo's gone.
Celeste?
Yes, she's still looking at the display. It's fine. I don't know what...
Where's
your footage
Leo?
is fine. What?
Where's Leo?
She turns around. She looks at where Leo was the last time you saw... He's over... Leo?
Amelie is calling out for Leo as well.
Leo? Where did he go? He
I
can't have
don't
gone
know.
back to the house. He would have had to walk past us. We would have seen him.
He wouldn't just leave us here alone.
Maybe
Let's take the... I will grab the camera and grab her hand and pull her over to where we saw Leo last.
So you basically pull her towards the playground equipment, and she says, "Well, you know," and it's like where he didn't really walk away from the pole where she manipulated the camera at.
Leo?
See here, we were standing here. He was standing here. See, the grass is all depressed.
Calling
Leo?
out for him again and having
Leo,
a look around.
Leo, make a perception check.
That is a 10.
No trace.
Pulling out my mobile phone, calling him.
No answer. You do have
We also-
reception, but no answer. It just
And
basically goes to voicemail.
We
No.
don't hear. Okay.
Good thinking, though. Good thinking.
What the heck, Celeste?
Maybe he went to check out the.
No, he did not. You know that he would not just leave us without saying a word.
Maybe we should still check just in case. Maybe he saw something in the forest and went to check it.
He would have said something. We were just a few paces away. It's not that we were halfway.
Well, that's what the weird thing is. If we're just a few paces away, how come we didn't even hear him walk?
Because we were focusing on the stupid camera.
So what are you suggesting? That we do now? If you don't want to go and check anything out, what do you want to do?
No, we can, let's have a... I will just put the camera in a hand. Just have a walk around here and just see if we can maybe see traces.
Should we split up?
No.
All right. Then we'll go together.
Yep.
Which direction do you want to go in?
Towards the... Basically, well, we would be in front of the pole now, more or less. So we would go more towards the playground. Circling the playground would be Emily's first idea.
Okay, so you circle the playground. And
Trying
doing
just
what?
to see...
If
looking if pat down grass again.
Okay, make a perception check for me. You can use observation.
Oh God. That's...
Don't forget your inspiration as well.
Let's see. Inspiration is what? I can re-roll?
You can re-roll once, but you then have to take the new result.
Well, it would be then number 3, because the first roll was a 1-1 and a 2, and the second was a 1-1 and a 3.
So 2 critical failures in one row. You are doomed.
So I will use the inspiration to get a double 6 and a 2. So 6 on the stunt die, 14, 17 and 6 on the stunt die.
Okay, so what you notice is you can see the depressed grass where he was standing, where Celeste was standing. You can see the depressed grass where Celeste was walking towards you when you were calling her to check out the feed.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
the camera.
standing.
And where you were standing. Everything else isn't... And this is in the morning, so you were walking around last night, so you did depress the grass. But
that went
overnight
up
it
again.
has come back up.
It's for today, not what
There
we
is
saw.
nothing except your own paces as you were pacing around the playground.
Celeste, do you have a phone hacking thing where you can track based on GPS?
It's going to take me a couple of hours, but yes.
Do you know if back in Paris they have a chance to track him easier?
I mean, we can call in and say that he's missing in action, but you can expect Anne-Laure to show up like 10 minutes later.
Let's go back to the house. Let's have a peek. If he's there, if not, we'll call Anne-Laure anyhow, because she needs to get here immediately.
Well, if he's there, then you tell your husband that he shouldn't just sneak away.
Believe me. Believe me.
You go back to the house.
Yes.
You go inside.
Yes.
What do you do?
First of all, calling out for Leo.
No reply.
Yes, no surprise. Well, you go starting hacking, finding him. Maybe also have a look at the footage again, honestly.
I will. And you'll ring Anne-Laure.
I will ring Anne-Laure, so I will use my phone and call her.
Okay, so she fails. She can't hack his phone.
Okay.
So you ring Anne-Laure.
Oui. Yes. Amelie here. We have a problem.
What kind of a problem? Where's Leo?
That's exactly the problem. He just vanished.
Leo wouldn't just vanish.
I know, but he's not... He just honestly disappeared. We looked at a camera for a minute.
Did you get one of your tingly feelings?
No, we did not. I don't know.
I'll be there.
Do you know if our call it company has a way of tracking your phones if they want to? Because we can't. We try to call him. The phone is not ringing. It goes straight to voicemail.
I will see what Eric can do. And I will be with you shortly. It's going to take me about 2 hours.
I know. Give us a ring when you're there so we can open the gate for you.
Thank you. And she hangs up.
Yeah. She's on her way and she will talk to Eric if they can track his phone.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what Eric says. Okay. Eric can't help you either on this roll.
What shabby
What shabby dice!
Oh,
well, I mean, it just means he doesn't get any reception. He can't track him. It doesn't mean that he's not trying or that it's the technology that's not working. It's just they can't trace him.
Okay, yeah, that's...
So, yeah. Okay, so basically...
Amelie is running, walking up and down. Up and
inside
down,
the house?
Up and down, inside the house. Just between kitchen, living room. and probably making Celeste
Crazy.
nervous with this behavior.
Celeste is still looking at the footage and is like, I don't understand your problem with the footage. It's absolutely fine.
I will look again at the footage.
No, it's fine.
It wasn't fine. It was blurry, and then it like there was, I don't know, frequency, and then...
Really? It was blurry and then it was kind of glitchy.
Yes.
And
I
then
didn't get
Leo
tingly
vanished.
feelings.
Well, maybe this is some kind of electrical tingly feeling.
Well, he was still there when I called her over, he was still basically in my view, right? So he was still there. So when I saw, should we go out there again just to see if we get tingly feelings?
I think we should wait for Unlaw just in case.
Okay.
And then at some point Unlaw rings your phone.
Yes.
Unlaw, would you let me in, please?
Yeah, sure. Just a second. I will just run outside.
Alone?
And will open the gate for her and hope that the 9115 works.
9115 works. The gate opens.
Running by the house number 1 is the car
Yes.
of...
It's outside.
Okay.
Lydia is here. It's now past 10. So,
Yep.
yeah. Unlaw drives in.
I will
She
get in the car with her and tell her where...
She drives a Jeep.
Although, see, she knows his car. She knows where to go. But still, I will jump
Well, I
inside.
mean, she doesn't know which house, so basically it
Yeah,
does help.
so I will
because,
tell her
you know,
first
yeah.
right, second house on the right. And
His car is here.
he wouldn't have just left us.
No, of course not. So,
You see?
where did you last see him?
Come on. Let's get Celeste as well, and let's walk over there together.
So you walk to the playground.
Yeah.
She begins looking. She says, so explain to me exactly what happened.
We will explain to her that those two were meddling with the camera. I was standing there filming. I couldn't get a focus on. I wasn't sure if I broke the camera, so I called Celeste over after they were finished. He was still there. And then we both looked at the camera and were trying to see, because for me it was blurry, for Celeste it wasn't. And then when we turned around, he was gone. Without a word.
So where's
without
the
a
camera
sound.
now?
Inside the house. But we filmed from here to there, and he was basically there, so he would not be in the picture. We could ask for the video feed. There are so many cameras.
Then
here.
Celeste says, well, we don't even have to ask for it.
Oh, right. You can access those ones now?
I can access this one. And he was standing right in front of it.
Then let's have a peek.
Let's have a peek.
Okay.
We go back inside.
Yeah.
And next time we shall see what you actually see, or if you see anything.
I hope so. Stupid cameras, that they are not just for decoration, like moving, but not filming anything.
So this is the first part of the Serene retreat. I hope you enjoyed it a little.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys outside who are enjoying the new adventure as well.
And we will see what happens at this really lovely estate. If nothing is as it seems, or if everything is as it seems. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.